Treading at my pace while shedding skin. On feedback, part 2 of 3 of the conversation with Ellery. Quote, fire is the artificial light against nature, as consciousness is the light which man has made against nature. Nature herself is unconscious and the original man is unconscious. His great achievement against nature is that he becomes conscious. Carl Jung, Zarathustra, Seminar, page 128. Voices, the thin veil between passion and obsession. Miami Beach at this time of the year embraces a notable humidity essential for life as it acts as a moisturizing agent against dryness. However, when the humidity lingers, it can lead to dampness, resulting in a sense of stagnation, limited circulation, and diminished energy. My body responds by resisting, adapting, and transforming the humidity through practices such as breathwork, humming, Neti-pots, and lots of ginger, and deliberate slow movements. It becomes evident that neglecting the impact of the environment can dampen the mood and induce a sinking feeling. The prevailing mood in this locale is one of overall gloom and doom. As I share my observation, I acknowledge a personal shift taking place within me and everywhere else. Can you notice it? I've recognized instances where I've been stalling, stagnating, and allowing myself to become lost in space. During my morning breathwork, I intentionally tap into my heart, signaling a return to rhythm. Provocative and challenging environments at times divert my path, leading me into extremes and encounters where integrity, or lack of thereof, may steer the core of my soul. This often leaves me on a limb, searching for a way back in. As a result, I take a moment to breathe and retreat to the role of an observer. As the new year begins, my contemplation revolves around noticing the thin veil between being passionately engaged and teetering towards obsession. With a natal moon in the ninth house associated with seeking, with the Scorpio intensity in conjunction with the midheaven and Neptune in the 10th house, I must remain vigilant regarding the direction and motivation of each passionate pursuit, as boundaries are non-existent and I can become that which I project to be. Caring about the ecology of my surroundings is the core of my well-being. Are you deeply passionate and perhaps inclined towards obsession? If so, in which specific area does this intensity manifest? It is essential to recognize that this thin veil exists. Without grounding myself in the present moment, I risk realizing I have crossed it, only to navigate slowly back to the center. Not everything is gloomy. The prospect is to keep enjoying and inspiring. In the past few weeks, I have orange pilled at least 7 people with an intensive Bitcoin 10-hour workshop, giving them the tools so they can sail away in their new journey as they practice their accountability. The prospectus of ignorance is like a room with a lack of light. I am not the light, yet I can support the alignment. You do the rest. Part 2 of 3 parts of the conversation with Ellery. Then there's a link to the video. Feedback emergence. I don't like the feeling of where I am now, sending signals to the outer world and getting no response. Not even a reaction. Some people call it ghosting. I call it the absence of feedback. Yet, with my somatic training, I have to sit with that awkward sensation without analysis, but just allow the emotions to run their course like a high tide and create a space for them to settle in the now moment. Am I dead now? And then one part of myself says, hey, we're here. Don't lose yourself in disillusionment, as we can't fix it. Ellery's conversation reminds me as I edit it and add the motion graphics that I need time to listen to the subtle changes and not obsess over what cannot be changed. In the conversation, we dive into the Gospel of John, the Logos, its potential meaning, and how stories or ideas thread from spirit. I introduce Mary Butlung, the co-producer and editor of my upcoming book, whose contribution has shaped and synthesized the nonlinear narrative while I follow through and design and illustrate it. P.S. The last installment of the video will drop sometime this week. This time of year, I allow my moods to be. There's a link to the first part. Then, with one hand on my heart and another one on the keyboard, I remind the inner child that we have all it takes to live a life full of courage. How's your engagement with your needs going? Have you noticed more direction in the last couple of days? I feel my old self gone. I will talk about it more on another occasion. Happy 2024. There's an image of the Ouroboros. The Ouroboros is a dramatic symbol for the integration and assimilation of the opposite, for example, of the shadow. This feedback process is at the same time a symbol of immortality, since it's said of the Ouroboros that he slays himself and brings himself to life, fertilizes himself, and gives birth to himself. He symbolizes the one who proceeds from the clash of opposites, and he therefore constitutes the secret of the prima materia, which unquestionably stems from the man's unconscious. Carl Jung, Collected Works, Volume 14. Okay, I'm going to read two of the footnotes. They're astrological. So number one says, Mars in gate 10 just entered Capricorn, leading the personal planets Venus and Mercury still in adventure Sagittarius, both transiting Saturn in Pisces and Jupiter in Taurus. Social constructs are eerily in the same position as my natal ones. There is a support in any long-term tasks or aspirations that need to be structured and conceived over time. Make good use of this Mercury-Neptune square. Think ambitiously. That being said, it feels as in 2024 will be a grand year, but one cannot stay on the surface of the projection, but rather in the present moment. The nodes change gates to 5157 tomorrow, a day before the new moon in Capricorn. As sudden shocks surface, one has what it takes to follow intuitively. A new moon in the individual gate of the inner truth. What can I say? Everything I need is in my body. Footnote number 2. Orange pill is a slang and is taken by those who have become dedicated to investing in Bitcoin. Footnote number 3, the upcoming book, The Nature of My Reality, Everything I Need is in My Body, is set to launch in April 2024. Crafted over 2 years, this 3-part, 4-color notebook-sized journey is a product of a joint effort with Mari Budlong. Rooted in the exchange of my ongoing journaling, Mari serves as an editor and co-producer, playing a crucial role in shaping and synthesizing the book's structure. All illustrations and visuals are personally crafted by me. This book traces my journey of individuation, a depiction of my transformation from disempowerment to self-awareness, embracing vulnerability through self-recognition. It extends an invitation for readers to embark on their own introspective journeys, creating a space for inner dialogue, discovering needs, and refining the relationship with oneself. Okay, guys, enjoy this week. Things are going to start getting really, really fast, but I'll talk about it next time. Bye-bye.